you create the jobs. Madam President, thank you for that gesture. The two countries are Siamese twins. Tanzania and Zambia are Siamese twins. By geography, attached. I'm sure you're wondering why I'm using Siamese twins. What are Siamese twins? They are attached, isn't it? So we are attached. We are co-joined. Long border that we share. People-to-people relationships. Marriages, business partners, government-to-government relationship. Many, many things that I can talk about here. When our southern roots were shut from access during the freedom struggle for independence, where I started from. Next door, what you know as Zimbabwe today was called Rhodesia. That country shut our export and import routes. And our two great leaders, President Julius Kambarage Nyerere and Kenneth David Puchija Kaunda, worked together to open that route through the Zambian and Tanzanian hinterland onto the Indian Ocean in Dar es Salaam. Tazara was born. Tazama pipeline was born. And many other strategic assets that today we take for granted were creation of our visionary leaders on whom we stand. They assured us we stand on them. And we have a job to carry on that journey by rehabilitating the Tazara railway line, the whole corridor, the pipeline, expansion, the gas opportunities, energy, clean energy opportunities, joint ventures. And Madam President, last night I said, we as countries, as a region, SADC and Africa, are keen to deepen our relationships, including infrastructure, rail, road, pipeline, optic fiber for communication, many digital technology, food, the basics. It's our job now. It's our duty, inescapable duty, Madam President, Your Excellency, to develop these endowments that we were gifted by God to better the lives of our people. We are working, Madam President, you know, as a member of SADC on the Lobito corridor, Nakala corridor, Baila corridor, the natural Durban South corridor, Dar es Salaam Tazara corridor remains a cornerstone to the development of these corridors, so we can trade, we can jointly invest, so we can let our people travel for business or for leisure or to see relatives from the Indian Ocean in Dar es Salaam to the Atlantic Ocean in Lobito, in Walvis Bay. I didn't forget that. And we know we have your support. You and I are serving on the Troika, SADC Troika. You are incoming chair, I'm current chair. Next year you are taking over, I'll be outgoing chair. This partnership must endure for the benefit of our people. I have said enough. At this score, Madam President, Your Excellency, I wish to say Tanzania and Zambia are critical. Based on our history, friendship of our past leaders, we have a duty to ensure that the two countries work together as we deepen our partnerships, bilateral, regional, Africa-wide, and globally. But before I invite you, I just wish to restate our position as Zambia. We want our countries, individual countries, our SADC, our Africa, our world to remain peaceful, secure, and stable. In an environment of instability, we cannot advance the economic and social agenda. Impossible. So we look up to you, my senior president, and others, that we can stabilize our countries, Cabo Delgado, Eastern Congo, Sudan, West Africa. The impact of war, instability anywhere is instability everywhere. The impact of war in Ukraine, Russia-Ukraine conflict, we are feeling it. Imported inflation, cost of fuel has gone up, fertilizers have gone up. Now, Israel and Gaza, Hamas. Really, we can't have that. We already have enough pain. We cannot have that. We want to appeal to every leader around the world to act in a manner that will sustain peace, security, and stability in their countries, in their region, continent, and the world. So we can focus on trade, investment, economics, social development. Madam President, how delighted I am to invite you to the podium as our guest of honor, respected guest of honor, to come and speak to these Zambians and their friends, Tanzanians, our diplomatic colleagues, partners, and indeed our former leaders, and through the media, to our two countries, to our SADC, to our Africa and the world. Your Excellency, President Samia Suluhu Hassan, President of the Republic, United Republic of Tanzania, may you come and speak to our people on this occasion. I thank you. You see how good it is to have a good sister president
We'll toast together.
who toast together
Yes.
at the end.
Yes.
So you propose a toast,
I'll invite you.
I will accept it,
Yes.
and we'll toast, and everyone else will toast.
Great.
Asante sana.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Your Excellency, Mr. Hakainde Chilema. Oh, please be seated. Sorry, please be seated. Thank you. Your Excellency, Mr. Hakainde Chilema, President of the Republic of Zambia, and Mama Hichilema, my sister Mutinte, and I recognize the presence of former First Ladies with us here. Your Excellency, Madame Motale Nalumango, Vice President of the Republic of Zambia, again a sister of mine, and former Vice Presidents, Honorable Nelly Muti, Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia, Honorable Dr. Mumba Malila, Chief Justice of the Republic of Zambia, Honorable Ministers from Zambia and Tanzania here present, Excellencies, Ambassadors and High Commissioners, and other members of diplomatic corps, senior government officials from Zambia and Tanzania, religious leaders, traditional elders, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, Moli Bwanji. It gives me a great pleasure to join you on this momentous occasion to commemorate the 59th independence anniversary of the Republic of Zambia. On behalf of the government and people of the United Republic of Tanzania, I'd like to convey our sincere congratulations on marking this auspicious day. Congratulations, Zambia. At this point, allow me to convey, or humbly convey, my heartfelt appreciation to Your Excellency, my brother, President Hakainde Hichilema, for the cordial invitation for me to be a special guest and be given an honor to grace this glorious day. I say thank you, Zikomo Kwambiri. Relatedly, let me reiterate my personal appreciation to the government and the people of Zambia for the exceptional warmth and gracious hospitality extended to me and my delegation since our arrival in this beautiful garden city of Lusaka. Indeed, we have felt at home, away from home, but we are at home. Thank you. I'm overjoyed to see and witness the festive moods, your hearts oozing with patriotic pride, and mouths filled with gratitude as you salute the national flag and sing the national anthem, and of course, dancing with joy. This euphoria is what many of us experience during our national days, because Independence Day serves as a powerful reminder of our hard-won freedom and freedom to rewrite our destiny. This day gives us a moment to reflect and appreciate the struggles and the selfless sacrifices made by our forefathers. Sacrifices that did not only ensure we attain our freedom as one Zambia, but moreover, we keep our freedom as one nation. The Independence Day we are enjoying today is because our founding fathers believe in a cause, fought for the cause, and set ways to achieve this cause. And here, allow me to borrow the words from the late President Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, who reminded us, and I quote, that when people understand a cause, become prepared to suffer for that cause, and seek glory and honor in such suffering, it is indeed just impossible to suppress them or the cause they stand for. End of quote. Today, 59 years later, as we gather here, let us remember the unity and diversity that makes Zambia a strong nation. Let us rekindle and reconnect with our history. Let us assess our progress, and let us reaffirm our commitment to build a better future for all. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this year's theme says accelerating national development through equitable distribution of resources. It's a very relevant theme and timely, not only to Zambia, but also to other African countries, including my own Tanzania. It reminds us that the noble struggle for independence was envisioned to make Africans masters of their own destiny, not only politically, but also in terms of economic advancement and improving their people's well-being. This theme also resonates with the Zambian 8th National Development Plan, which is designed to unleash Zambia's economic potentials. Indeed, Zambia's remarkable progress in socio-economic development is undeniably commendable. Your Excellency, we have witnessed with admiration the exemplary work you have undertaken in creating national cohesion, in building sustainable development for all Zambians. Tanzania recognizes the significance of these values, and we have consistently championed them within our borders and internationally. With this shared commitment in mind, we in Tanzania firmly believe in Zambia and the resilience of its people, trusting that you will continue to uphold these values with unwavering determination. Your Excellency, we welcome your engagement efforts at the regional level, and in August 2022, I was honored to host you on your first state visit in the United Republic of Tanzania as part of your efforts to engage with neighboring countries. We discussed and agreed on a number of issues, some of which we'll have an opportunity to discuss further during my visit and during my 3-day stay here in Zambia. I wish to note that people of Tanzania and the entire region have great hopes in Zambia's leadership at the regional level, including as chair of the SADC organ on politics, defense, and security cooperation. We hold the belief that under Zambians' guidance, our region will further advance its endeavors towards achieving peace, by extension, fostering an environment conducive for deeper economic integration. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, when we speak of equitable distribution of resources, we underscore the need for the people to be at the center of our initiatives. To the Zambians and Tanzanians nationals that are now listening to us today, I want to assure you that President Hichilema and I are believers of people-centered economic development. And in this regard, our two governments will continue to put favorable environment to ensure free movement of goods and people. To us, the geographical borders will simply remain as administrative lines between two people that cannot be separated due to our shared history, geography, blood kinship, tribes, and culture. And here, allow me to paraphrase the former President of the United States of America, John F. Kennedy, who said, and I quote, "Geography has made us neighbors. History has made us friends. Economics has made us partners. And necessity has made us allies." Those whom God has so joined together, let no man put asunder. End of quote. In the spirit of having people at the center of our initiatives, and in line with our ambition to further ease business between our two countries, my government has made a decision to allocate 20 hectares of land at the Kwala Dry Port in coastal region of Tanzania for consignments destined for Zambia. Furthermore, Zambia will be facilitated with a longer storage period, and this move will reduce congestion and delays and ultimately reduce costs for doing business in Zambia. As such, we invested that this move will further boost trade between our two countries and create more trade opportunities for our two peoples. This is the gift from Tanzania as you celebrate your independence. Apart from that, we have embarked on the modernization and mechanization of Dar es Salaam Port to ensure the port is effectively and efficiently, timely and seamless in its activities. I wish to call on the business community, which I'm going to meet them just after this gathering. So I call them, the business community in Zambia, to seize this unique opportunity. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as you are celebrating this important day, I'd like to assure you, our Zambian sisters and brothers, that Tanzania will remain an extended family member, a reliable friend, and a strategic partner, much as it was during the struggle for political liberation. We'll continue to be a friend for all seasons and complement each other in the drive to transform our economies. Our founding fathers were able, against all odds, to establish from scratch one of the greatest economic corridors ever to be built in the post-independence Africa. The Tazama, the Tazara, and Tanzam, all stretching along thousands of kilometers of forests and mountains, all in the quest for economic emancipation and political liberation of our countries. We will continue to take all necessary measures to ensure that this corridor remains vibrant as it was envisaged during its inception. Recognizing the need to ensure energy security and adequate power supply for our industries, we continue in our endeavor to link the Southern African power pool with the Eastern power pool. Understanding the need to leave new milestone of our own, we will continue in our commitment to transform the existing Tanzania-Zambia Mafuta pipeline, Tazama, and construct a new natural gas pipeline from Dar es Salaam to Zambia. As we look ahead, I wish to reaffirm Tanzania's commitment to strengthen the existing ties of cooperation and bonds of friendship between our two nations. Toward this aim, our shared vision of prosperous, peaceful, and united Africa remains our guiding principle. I once again extend my warmest congratulations to the people of Zambia on this auspicious occasion. May your Independence Day be a time of reflection, celebration, and renewed determination to build a brighter future for all Zambians. May I now call my brother to come and have a toast together. Are you proposing?
Both countries will cover.
Yes. So now our sisters and brothers, join us in toasting for the prosperity of our countries. Cheers.
Cheers.
God bless Zambia, and may you all have a wonderful national celebration. Thank you so much. Zikomo kwambire, asante sana. Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those were remarks delivered by Her Excellency President Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania. Hip hip. Hip hip.
No, we can do better than that. Hip hip. Hip hip. Very much.
And before the President of Tanzania delivered her remarks, we also heard from our Republican President. They are indeed speaking the same language. They're on common ground, wanting the two nations to prosper and definitely taking the two beautiful nations forward. The Siamese twins, you would call them, and of course, a formidable force indeed. Well, we proceed now with some entertainment.
Well, that is certainly coming up, but as the leaders are toasting, if you have a glass on your table, no matter whether it's empty, please pick it up and toast with your neighbor. That's the whole idea, is to toast with your neighbor. You don't have to stand up, but just enjoy with your neighbor. They're doing it, let us do it on our tables. Take a bottle, take a glass, toast, happy Independence Anniversary. That is the spirit in which we are here. We are here to celebrate, and that's exactly. Thank you for doing that. Yes, indeed.
Celebrating Zambia at 59.
That's right. Thank you very much.
And we know that the mood is the same throughout the country. We hope in your homes as you watch television or whatever it is that you're doing, you will remember to celebrate this very beautiful day. And if you're from Tanzania, based here in Zambia, we celebrate you as well. In the words of the President, Tanzania will remain an extended family member, a friend of all seasons.
So just before we have our food, there will be cutting of the cake, which will symbolize the celebration. That's almost immediate, so if the hotel is ready, that will be perfect. But to help you get ready with the cake, because of the cutting of the cake, we will have one piece of song to help us prepare for that particular undertaking. Ladies and gentlemen, the next act on stage to talk about the richness and the endowment of the southern province is Mpande, who comes on stage to entertain us with what he calls Kujundu, as we prepare for country.
I can't hear you. Mapona buti. Swebonko to hira bamba guti. Uta swai kwimunzi. I can't hear you. Uta swai kwimunzi. Translated as the one who never gets visited is a coward. Ngati siwa kutandarira ndi wamanta. That's what we talk about. I'll ask the Minister of Tourism and the Minister of Information to join me on this one. Come on.
The Vice President is waving. The Vice President is waving. She came to celebrate you. She came to celebrate you. Right.
Joining in her honor, the Vice President, to celebrate. It's time for us to celebrate and jubilate as Zambia commemorates its 59th independence anniversary. Now, one of the things that is very beautiful about independence is that whether we like it or not, our Zambian colors come out. That is to be expected. And I think we neglected to mention just how beautiful everyone looks. We have her honor, the Vice President, in red, Zambian flag, very important color there, speaking to the blood that was shed during the struggle for independence. We do have our First Lady looking very beautiful in Zambian colors, orange and green, orange for our mineral wealth, green for our natural vegetation. She looks beautiful. We have there also our Minister of Health in red, representing the blood that was shed during the struggle for independence. And it's only right that we turn to the person next to us and tell them, you look beautiful. You look Zambian. We're grateful that you showed up in all those beautiful Zambian colors, just representing the pride we have as we commemorate Zambia's 59th independence. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time as we celebrate. One of the things that don't miss is the cake.
Right, and the cake is the next item on the agenda, and we'll now invite just the two presidents. Just the two presidents, obviously His Excellency Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, and the guest of honor, President Samia Suluhu Hassan, to walk to the cake and cut the cake and help us to celebrate the the beauty of this occasion. Once the cake is cut, it may be cut into more pieces, and we may not all have the cake, but don't worry, I will describe the taste for you.
Or better still, just smile very much at the waiter. It's been a tradition every time we celebrate our independence, we have the cake cutting as part of the program. And of course, the Taj Pamosi Hotel has always been on hand to provide and ensure that we have this scrumptious cake. I know Franklin is heading closer to where it is, just to get a full description of what is happening as the Excellencies cut the cake.
Well, the president, together, the two presidents are cutting the cake together. I think they've started by cutting off Central Province. Let me check. Yes, it looks like Central Province has been cut off the country. The map of Zambia from where I'm standing has changed shape. You see, it's been cut off. And the two presidents doing it graciously. It's truly a brother-sister affair, trust me. You know the conversations you have in the kitchen when you're both hungry? That's what's going on here. The two cakes, nice little pieces on two plates. The president of Tanzania has fed the president of Zambia. That's not a rumor, that's true. And the president of Zambia has just fed the president of Tanzania. That is also a fact. Ladies and gentlemen, wonderful gesture that requires a round of applause. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
We continue to celebrate Zambia's independence. And of course, what's a celebration without cake? Very grateful that we have to do it. It has to be Zambia and Tanzania doing it together. Standing by to entertain us and to take us through another dose of entertainment is Mongaila, all the way from Namwala.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. We'll shortly roll out how the lunch is going to be managed. But for now, Mongaila Ila Cultural Group with Shihundwe, a warrior dance, protecting themselves, protecting their animals, protecting their welfare, ready to shield each other from harm. Please take note of the beautiful pattern that follows. All the way from Namwala to come and entertain us here in style. Part of Zambia's rich cultural heritage. want to conquer these men and women. They are ready for war to protect what is theirs, to protect what is for the future generations, to protect their hard work, to protect Zambia. Celebrating Zambia at 53 years. There's always something to pick from this special, special occasion. The Mongaila Ila Cultural Group with Shihundwe.
Let's give them a round of applause.
Unity in diversity. That is what makes this country such a special, special country. And passing it on from generation to generation. All the way from Namwala, showcasing, strutting their stuff, and no mistake must be made by allowing this cultural richness to be lost by any other influences. This is part of what defines Zambia. Ladies and gentlemen, for the energy, for the showmanship, for everything, let's put our hands together. Let's appreciate them.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Mongaila, coming all the way from Namwala. Now, earlier on, we heard from the president, as he touched on the importance of recognizing what our forefathers did to fight for Zambia's freedom and to ensure that we have the peace, the economic gains that we have as we celebrate independence. He referred to Mama Julia Chikamoneka and so many others, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, Hari Mwanga Nkumbula, Simon Mwansaka Pwepwe. We could mention so many, Nalumino Mundia, Humphrey Mulemba, Ruben Kamanga. And of course, it's from that statement that we realize that we cannot have a complete independence celebration without recognizing these very, very important gallant men and women. Some of them are gone, but their legacy lives on. And we still recognize those that are still with us, and we recognize just how important they are to this country.
Right. Up next, the men and women you're talking about have decided to showcase their talents. Of course, their voices may not be as smooth as Sampa the Great, but they certainly have memories to remember what it was like when they would sing and chant for freedom of this country. The next act, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, is by Zambian freedom fighters, and they need a lot of encouragement as they perform cha-cha-cha.
One man, one vote. One man, one vote. Freedom fighter. Freedom fighter. Freedom fighter.
Ewaleta, ubuntungwa, ubutende, amaisosele, namaendele, Muzambia.
Freedom fighter.
Ewaleta, ubuntungwa, ubutende, amaisosele, namaendele, Muzambia. Ubushiku bwa cha-cha-cha twajulire ngashe twalela la mumpanga enche kwishinge sae tumfile nabangeli bakwale sabali tumfile twalilombele kulile sae tumfile nabangeli bakwale sabali tumfile kaundo lilanshi akaindio lilanshi ndile chalo chesu nukuko mwachimwene twachimwene kukola nilese watupele atimwe bafita naimwe mukale iteka mulondola kakwala londola tupeni bamwisa mwe barwile chichalo mulondola kakwala londola ubushiku bwa chachachae twatolelenganse twalelala mumpanga ese kwesenge ubushiku bwa chachachae twatolelenganse twalelala mumpanga ese kwesenge twalilombele kulile sae tumfile nabangeli bakwale sabali tumfile twalilombele kulile sae tumfile nabangeli bakwale sabali tumfile nga kaundo lilanshi akaindio lilanshi ndile chalo chesu nikuko mwachimwene twachimwene kukola nilese watupele
left to sit together with the President Samia Hassan to appreciate the freedom fighters.
Tupeni bamwisa mwe barwile chichalo mulondola kakwala londola tupeni bamwisa mwe barwile chichalo mulondola kakwala londola ubushiku bwa chachachae twachulile nganshi twalelala mumpanga enshi kweshingi twalilombele kulile sae tumfile nabangeli bakwale sabali tumfile twalilombele kulile sae tumfile nabangeli bakwale sabali tumfile akaindio lilanshi ngira chalo chesu nikuko wachimwene nachimwene kukola nilese watupele atimwe bafita naimwe mukale iteka tupeni bamwisa mwe barwile chichalo imwe mulondola kakwala londola tupeni bamwisa mwe barwile chichalo mulondola kakwala londola.
Thank you very much. The freedom fighters, very beautiful piece there. Let's give them a round of applause. Taking us back into history, reminding us of where we're coming from. It wasn't an easy fight, but they fought anyway.
Once again, appreciation to the freedom fighters, President Samia Suluhu Hassan, and of course, his host, President Rais appreciating the freedom fighters. And they have done their very best, their energy, they gave it their all, and they truly are appreciated. It is time for lunch, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's time for lunch. I know most of us have been waiting for that part as well. And just to guide on how this will work, for our delegates in the VVIP tent, please remain where you are during lunchtime. you will be served. The other tents in front of me and behind me and on my left-hand side have saving bays right behind. So please do stand by to have your lunch. Look out for the serving bay that is right behind your tent.
Once again, to emphasize, behind every tent, there's a serving bay. Please, let's all go there in an orderly fashion. There's enough for all to eat and drink as we celebrate 59 years of independence. Of course, the VVIPs will be served. In the meantime, as that happens, we will be entertained and celebrations continuing.
Oh yes, the celebrations continue from the old and gold in the freedom fighters. We move on to somebody who's much, much younger, and she is saying in a song, "Freedom is ours." A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Shinga.
No problem.